Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today we're going to be working with this little tin. This is a vintage tin actually that my friend Deanna sent me, and it actually had like images from the 60s on it. And I even have a butterfly that I just made, and oddly enough I made this I think right after I spray painted this, but kind of the old 60s vibe, like this butterfly, which is very pretty. And I did paint it white because I had something in mind that I wanted to do with it. So this is actually a very vintage tin. You can see on the inside it's all rusted out, and it's been around for a long time. I never spray the top where the lid goes on my tins. I always leave it alone, let it be. It's rusty, it's a little scratched, I don't care. That is something that I do with every single tin I make. And it's even scratched on the inside of the lid and a little rusty. You know what? That just brings cool to the whole effect. So I'm okay with that. And I don't know if I'll sell this one or not. You know, there are people who won't want that, you know, rusted look. But if I do sell it, I'll just list it with, you know, the as-is notations of rust and things on the inside of the can. Or I could literally spray the inside of the can if I wanted to, but I really don't want to. I want to leave it the way it is. So I've got these images. I got these on Pinterest. And you guys know I love my little polka dot dress ladies. And so I started working with a couple of these. And we're going to do an effect that I think is going to be really cool. I'm not going to use this one, and the only reason is she's got these very thin legs, and this is going to go like this on this front of this tin. And when I do that with this one, it really, you know, you see 3 legs, and you know, it's just too much for this particular one. However, it's okay. I want them to look 3D-ish. I've got this one, and I've got 2 images that I cut out and one that I left on the paper. And so I tripled them up. You can see there. And I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to do that with this one here. And it will go on the front. I'm going to decide when I'm done doing this one which one I'm going to use. But I wanted to show you. This one's already done, and it looks so beautiful on this tin. And if I put the lid on, it looks even more beautiful. Just so you can see the whole thing. And then we're going to embellish the tin even more. But isn't that cool? I just think it's the coolest. I will also be using some resin on this. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this on there first, and then I will do the resining part. So I don't want to resin it. Of course, I can't resin it beforehand because then it will be straight and I won't be able to get it around the tin. So I hope this works out, you guys. This is going to be a fun project for me. I've got some embellishments here. I've got a little butterfly. I've got, let's see, I've got some of my decals. Where did I put them? I put them right here. I did cut out some of my decals to add around the tin. I ordered these thinking they were decals, and they sort of are, but they're tattoo decals. And so because I love inspirational words, you guys know that. So I bought them on Amazon, and you know what? It's okay. I can still use them. I actually did put one on one of a different image, and it transferred just fine. So I can use these, transfer them on, cover them in resin, and they're fine. I decided to put this one on my arm. It says stay strong. You all know what I'm going through right now, waiting for results and everything. And the nerves are getting me, guys. I've been waiting. Today will be the 7th business day. They said that my results would come in 7 to 10 days to me. So I'm waiting on my report from the ultrasound to tell me what might be going on. Of course, nothing is in stone, you know, so after that I'll figure out what I'm going to do as far as insurance and getting some way of being able to deal with whatever comes my way. So I'm okay though, you guys. I have strong faith, and whatever way this goes, I'm okay. So I'm just not going to worry about it, right? Why should we worry about something we know nothing about yet? So I'm not going to worry. However, I do appreciate all the prayers I've been getting, the well wishes, all of that. That means the world to me, you guys, more than you could ever possibly know. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in miracles and all that good stuff, and I feel safe. I really feel safe, and it makes me feel even safer knowing that a lot of you have been praying for me and, you know, wishing, you know, well wishes and hoping that everything comes out okay. Again, whatever way it goes, it's okay, you guys. I'm okay. So, I took out some lace as well. I cut all the mesh around it, and I thought that might be pretty on here to go around, you know, from the side of the image around the tin. Also, I want to put some of my flower decals on there, and those can kind of poke out here and there too. And then I've got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gold trim, and this is some that my friend Robin sent me, and oh my word, I think it would be so pretty on this tin if I find a spot that I can use it. I did cut out a couple of these tattoos. This one says, I can actually, or no, actually I can. I love that, and it made me feel good right now. And this one says, I am enough. So, of course, they're backwards because they are tattoos. So, all right. So, let's get going here. First things first, we are going to put this aside. Whoopsie. We're going to put this aside over here. Oh, and I did get a quote pulled up here, and I thought it was pretty good for my circumstance. It says, inhale courage, exhale fear. And I love that. And I'm going to take a screenshot of it right now, and I'm going to post that on my refrigerator. So I think that was a wonderful thing for me to come across today. So I'm ready. I'm ready to take on the world, you guys. So, okay. So this is the other one that I haven't cut out yet. I've cut out one of the ladies. I'm going to cut out one more. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. And I just go up to the edge of the image of the girl. And this can be difficult. But the way this one is, it doesn't have too many sharp, like rounded, pointy edges. These shoes are easy to get around. I'm going to start right here at the edge of the dress at the bottom. And I'm just going to go right below the lace here. And the lace goes right down to here where I'm cutting. And I was trying to determine really how should I do this, like where the feet are. This one looks fine. But I was thinking maybe what I should do is just leave one of the girl's feet showing so that, especially on this one, so that I don't have that issue. The rest of it's fine. Her feet are the only thing I have a problem with on this one. So I'm actually considering taking the feet and possibly just leaving the bottom feet and cutting the dress right here so that only the one set of feet shows. And then that one would be great to use on another item. Now on a flat box, it might look fine. It might just be perfect the way it is. And I do love that 3D or 2D, whatever you want to call it, effect that you get from using, you know, the 3 images. So I love it. It makes them look really cool. So let's see here. We're just going to go right up along here. We don't want to see the bench, so we're going to cut right up to the flowers here. And some of the little tiny baby's breath flowers I will probably not leave here because they are behind the, or in front of the bench. But now this little set, I feel like I can cut between the flowers and kind of just leave them there, because I do want the flowers to look, you know, lacy and pretty. So I'm just going to cut around it just like this. And then we're up to her little suit here, so you can see I'm using big scissors, you guys. I'm not using my detail scissors on this. And the only reason I'm not using my detail scissors is because they are in another box that I can't get to at the moment, and I tried these on the other one and they actually worked just fine. So I thought, okay, this is all right. And she's holding, oh no, she's not holding anything here. She's got hair kind of coming out of her hat here, and I'm going to try and get that little piece of hair in there and keep it. Gotta cut that little piece off. And it's very hard to get around the little teeny bits and keep them looking good. If it doesn't look good, I won't keep it. I'll just cut it off and pretend it was never there. And we'll just leave it as the hair, you know, staying up under the hat. But it does look pretty having that little piece of hair hanging down. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't, and actually that looks really good. So I think I'm going to probably keep that there. It seems to have come out okay. And I spray my tin with Rust-Oleum spray paint that I get at Home Depot, and it's paint plus primer. And I will grab a can and show you guys in just a few minutes. As soon as I get done cutting this out, I will go grab my can and show you what it looks like. I've got some in here. It's just on the other side of my table though, so I have to walk around my craft table to get it. So you can see I'm just coming right up to that bow right there. And this can get a little tedious, you guys, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I get frustrated with cutting out these little bits and pieces, but I'm getting so used to it now because I've been doing so many of these things. I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I still have my moments where sometimes I just cannot cut a straight line or a nice curved line. So I get a little frustrated, and a lot of times I will just put it down when I feel like that, when I feel like I'm kind of just getting frustrated, or that my hands aren't quite working right. My hands are very painful these days, you guys, especially my thumbs. And of course we use our thumbs a lot when we're cutting, so it's been a little rough. Okay, so that was it. That was easy peasy. Took me just a few minutes to cut that out. And so now I've got these two cut out. I think I like this one the best. And this one, you see, I did cut the hair off right there. So here I've got it on this one. So obviously this one's going to go on top. So what we're going to do now is I've got my double-sided foam tape right here. I've got a roll that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm about to run out pretty quick here. I didn't think I'd go through that quick. But anyway, so we're going to use these foam tape pieces, and I think I might use these because they've got a little bit of sticky on them already. to cut these if I need to cut some, which I probably will. So I'm just going to flip this over. And I'm just going to take these big pieces. I'm going to unstick it there. I'm going to put it just about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. And I want to get it as close to the edge on the outside as I can, because I don't want it to be bumpy or, you know, where you've got like little holy areas. Holy? Like if I left this blank and put one there, I don't want that. So I want to get as many pieces of this foam tape in even to the center so that it won't curl and do weird things on me. So, and some of these pieces I will actually cut. This one I'm using more than the other one that I did, but the dress is wider on this one than it is on this one. So I have to use more of the tape. So this one, I'm going to take it, let's see. I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to cut this piece. I'm just going to cut a thin piece right here. And I'm going to turn it into kind of a triangle shape. And since I took this off of there, see, it just wants to stick right to those scissors. So that makes it rough. Okay. Oops. And I think I need to cut a slice out right there too. Okay. And then get this sticky off of here. And I've got this piece still left on there, so we'll pop that right there. And then I need another piece, another smaller piece, so we'll cut it this way. Nope, we need to cut the corners off, at least one corner. Okay. Just like that. Oops, wrong direction. Carol. Let's see, I gotta cut this tip off now. I had it right if I had been putting it on the other way, but oh well, that's okay. There we go. And now just a small piece at the top of the hat. So we're going to cut that way and that way. And it needs to be just a little bit thinner. Maybe we'll use this piece instead because it's smaller. And there we go. Okay. So I'll just put this one back on this piece of paper here. Save it and save that one because we can use those. And I'm not putting anything on the feet down here because they're just pretty tiny and I don't think it's really that necessary. Once I get resin on them, I don't think they're going to bend too badly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel all of the tops off of these. And this is going to be an interesting process, you guys, because I am going to resin them But I think I'm just going to sort of paint the resin on in the in-between pieces. And then I'll just set my lamp around them so that it can get inside. And it will be a thin layer of resin. They won't be like super thick. The top one will be the thickest one. And the bottom, once I get it on the tin, the bottom one should have a decent layer of resin on it. And then once I get it all stuck to the tin, I will be resining it basically to the tin. I will be putting resin all around it so that it's touching this and the tin and getting all of that in there. So now I'm just moving it over ever so slightly. Let me bring you guys in a little bit more so you can really see this. So you can see I'm going to bring it this way ever so slightly, but the shoes, I'm going to try and keep those hovering right over the other pair. So I'm looking at that. I'm going to set that down and move this over just slightly like that. There we go. And you can see it's just a little bit of a shadow effect. That's really what you're getting, is the shadow effect. So now we get to do this all over again. And I think I'll just use these little pieces first. I'll just put that one there. And I think I can use that one there. Yep, look at that. And let's get these pieces in there. Gosh, I think I had more pieces of this laying around that I actually tossed because I thought, oh, I've got so much. It's fine. I'll just get rid of them because they were wanting to stick to things, and I shouldn't have done that. This is all I have left, is this little piece. And this is fine. I can finish this project, no problem. Okay, this one I'm going to pop right there. And those are gone. I'd like another one that I can cut into pieces here. So I'm going to cut that one, and I think that might fit right there. Yes. And this one, I'll put that right there, and I'll cut a small piece in a triangle here, and we're going to put this one on this way. It's got an edge there that I don't want sticking out that far. So I'm going to snip that right off of there. Okay, there we go. So that one's all together. Took a little bit less time to do that one. A lot less cutting, because I kind of knew what I needed to do. And look, I have enough that I can probably do another one. Okay, so now we need to take off our top pieces. I should be using a razor blade to get up under these, but usually I don't have too much trouble getting them and peeling them off. I love this foam tape though. You can use it for so many things. Especially when you want to put space between stuff. Like sometimes when I make my butterflies, if I want more space between them, when I double and triple them, I'll just cut some pieces of this off and use it to create that space. And then I just kind of resin them to the butterflies and they stay in there and I don't have any problems. I mean, it's not like these are going to unstick and these are going to come apart real easily anyway, because this stuff is very sticky, you guys. Okay, so now time for this one. We're going to put the feet there, and again, we're going to turn her slightly like that, and boom. So that's what it looks like. See the shadows? Isn't that cool? And nothing on that side, but you see the shadows on that side. I love it. Okay, and you kind of do see a shadow on the back of this, on this side. You know, if there's a light, sort of, see that? If the light's kind of coming right here. I'm trying to see which way I need to do it. Like that. You can see the shadow. So that's kind of cool. Now if these went into a frame, like on a, you could put them on a plaque or something and make wall plaques out of it. Oh my gosh, that would have been a great idea. I might have to do that. I think I will. I'll make a set of wall plaques of these to go on the wall. I have to go to the Dollar Tree and buy some more wall plaques because I don't have enough to do that right now. But what a great idea. Oh my goodness. That will be so fun. Okay. All right, you guys. So now we need to decide. We've got our tin here. And this is the back where the seam is. I'm going to keep that on the back. Now I didn't do the greatest job of spray painting this because I painted it at night out on my back porch, so I couldn't see really well. And the image kind of is coming through just a little bit, but that's okay because it's mostly going to be covered in the area where it's like that. And I'm going to be adding decals and lace and all that stuff, and it's all going to be covered up, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we need to decide which one we want to use. Now this one is very gorgeous. She looks beautiful on there. Look at that. I love her. And then we've got this gorgeous one as well. And she would also be beautiful. But I think for this one, I think I'm going to use her. The one that we put together. All right, so now my question is, how do I get this stuck when it wants to pull up? So that's going to be my testing point here. So how do I want to do this? I think what I'm going to have to do, number one, I'm going to use my B7000 and I am going to put it all around the back side of this. And remember, in the end, this is going to be resined on. And you guys, I have not done this process before, so don't bark at me if I get it wrong. This could very easily become a fail video. So, but we're going to give it a shot because I feel like I can make this work. Okay, so I'm going to plug that up. And what I'm going to do, whoopsies, is I'm going to put this, where's my back? Right there. I'm going to lay this on the front here, and I'm going to put it right center, up and down center. And then I'm going to take, and I'm going to go with some hot glue. I'm going to press that side down and hold it. Just like that. Oh, look at that B7000 is actually sticking. Oh my word. Look at that. I didn't need that hot glue, and I'm bummed because that kind of made it a little bit more lumpy. Aww. Okay, well, that's lesson learned. Okay, B7000 proves itself once again. Okay, I'm gonna, I didn't get much right down in here, so I am gonna put a little bit right up under there. I feel like I missed a spot. And I want to get this to stick. I was going to say, I knew I had a cloth right here. And some on this side. Oh, and I'm going to back off because you guys are probably getting nothing but fuzz. As far as the picture is concerned. Okay, so look at there. It's all stuck down. Now to do something about these, we've got to press those down as well. So what I'm going to do, I think, let's see. I wonder if I should hot glue just the edges of this dress down. Well, it's seems like it's trying to stick right now, for now. And the rest of this is fine. It doesn't have to bend around the tin. One thing that I do want to do is I do want to get the resin going as quickly as possible so that we can get this all down and then start working around it. So I need to start working on that. That's my next step. We're going to use our BS resin. So give me a minute. Let me let this sort of stick down a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay, I went and got my Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover Paint Plus Primer. This is what I buy at Home Depot. Works like a charm. It covers really, really well, usually in one coat, but a lot of times if it's a dark print underneath, I will have to use 2 coats. I should have used 2 on this, but I'm okay with it because, like I said, a lot of this is going to get covered anyway, so it's not a problem for me. Oh, and I left my cup and my brush. Okay, I did put some resin in this little cup here. So that's what I'm going to be using to paint on to this background. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to get it, you know, under here. I'm going to get around the edges and I'm going to try and get it so that these edges here are covered. And I'll just go slightly around the tin at this point. I'm not going to do the whole thing right at this moment. I just want to make sure I get this settled in, and then I'll be happy with that. So we're just going to take this, and this is UV resin, you guys. Remember, I always use UV resin, although I am planning on doing a project using 2-part epoxy resin, because I do use that at times as well. It's been a little while since I have, but I have some that my friend Sherry sent me, and I so badly want to use it and do a video. It just is harder for me to do videos on that because it's an overnight thing. It's gotta, you know, you make it and you gotta let it set overnight, and I don't always have 2 days in a row. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I could let it sit for days if I wanted to. I'm just impatient. So I always end up using my UV resin. So you can see I'm just painting this on here. And yeah, I'm probably going to get some brush strokes, but that's okay because I'm going to be covering this again with additional resin. Later. Right now, I'm just mostly wanting to get this down and get it on this tin so that it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to come up right above the image. I'm hoping this is going to work, you guys. You know, you never know. I've not really tried to do this way, but I'm just assuming based on other things I've done that this will be, this will work. I mean, the only thing is I'm not really getting it up under this. I'm just like putting a layer over the top, so I'm hoping it'll form like just a layer of resin really over the top of the whole thing and across this opening where it's, you know, glued to the side and the top and bottom, and get enough on there that it will stay and I won't have to worry about it moving around. Like I've got a little bump right here on this part, but it's not bad, and I don't think once I'm done, I don't think it's going to affect it at all. And what this is causing, because I'm painting this on with a very, very, very thin layer, it will cause some brush strokes, but that's okay. I'm going to cover up those brush strokes with another layer later. So never fear. And I'm just trying to get this up under there and touch, sort of kiss those foam pieces, because I do know that once it touches those, it will adhere those to the backing. So that I'm positive of, because I do that sort of thing all the time with my butterflies. I feel like I could kind of go around this and just brush a light coat, because I'm trying to let this soak into that image as well. Give it a little bit of time so that the image isn't like, it's not soaking into little bits of it and then I don't get a spotty image, because that can happen too. If it doesn't soak into the whole thing, you'll have portions of it where it did and portions where it didn't, and it'll be 2 different colors in the end. So we want it to soak into the entire image. So we might as well go around the outside. I'm not doing the lid. I'm not touching the lid with the resin. I'm just holding it with the lid. I'm trying not to touch it when I brush by it. Because we don't want to make it so that I can't open the lid. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit under the UV lamp probably 15 minutes, and I'm going to take each side of my lamp and I'm just going to put it on either side of the tin standing up. It's not dripping because I don't have a super thick layer of resin here that I'm putting on this. And I'm going to be setting it on top of the silicone pad that I have here. And so it won't stick to that. I'm going to move this stuff over. Let's see. I'll put these aside right here, and I'll put these with my other stuff. Put you in the center. Get rid of my cup of resin so that you don't cure while I'm working over here. And we're going to take our lamp apart. Take out our landing pad there. And so I've got two sides of my lamp. I'm going to put it so that the cords are facing up. And I'm going to put one on each side, just like this. And I'm going to hit the button 3 times. And we're going to just let that get as close as I can get it. And let it do its thing. And I will be right back, you guys. Okay, so you can see that I've got this all nice and shiny on that background. So we're all set there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put layers of resin on the girls here. And so I'm going to grab my little cup here. And I'm going to start, I'm just going to kind of try and go between these, the top and the middle one here. And get at least the edges of that middle one done. And of course that little piece of hair, we've got to get that in there. And now this, I should not have done that. Let me get this and lean it on there. There we go. This top one, I think I'm going to try to get a little bit thicker layer of the resin on there. And I'm getting some on the bottom layer too. That's okay. Maybe I'll even brush that again with another layer of resin. Just getting in between here, getting that middle one. Mostly just the edges of it. That's fine. If the inside doesn't get a bunch of resin on it, I'm okay with that. I want to get my torch out this time and pop any bubbles because we don't want her to have bubbles all over her. But I'm going to let this soak in a little bit and then brush it again. But most of the bubbles live because of the paper. Oops. The paper lets air out. So you have to make sure that you let it soak into that paper so that all those air bubbles come out to the surface. And the paper is soaked really, really well. Because see, we've got more air bubbles coming out now since we torched it. And that's what happens. They'll keep coming out. This resin is the best for not getting a whole bunch of air bubbles. But it's still going to get it if you're putting this on paper and that paper's dry. And it's going to soak up that resin, and it's also going to allow the air to come out. And I'm putting a nice heavy layer on her right now. And she will get another layer. Try not to leave your torch on it too long, just a quick, light dusting. And I'm going to put this to the side again. And I'm going to get my lamp here. And I'm just going to pop it over that. In fact, maybe I'll get the other one. And get these leaned up on each other to get both sides of this. I've got my arm under the cords, so. But I need to be careful that these don't fall over. So it's probably best for me to just go this route and hold it for a minute. Because I'm trying to get inside in between those layers as well. And I didn't paint the bottom layer, the bottom part of the image, but that's okay. I'm going to be doing that again anyway. I totally forgot to do that, but that's all right. Not a problem. And it would be nice if I could find something, let's see, to sort of lean this up against. That's, so that I can let you guys go for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see she's all nice and shiny and beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this. And then I'm not loving the way it looks out here at the bottom, but that's okay because we're going to put a trim on that. Let's get this back over there. We're going to put a trim around the bottom. I just need to decide which one I want to use. Now we can use this, which covers it perfectly, or we can use this, which will also cover it perfectly. If I use this, I can kind of go over that bottom rim, and I kind of like this because it's just plain white and it's not busy. And I might be using a layer of this around the lid because I also would like to put a layer up here. And what I'll do is if I go over that bottom hat, that's okay, a little bit, and put this at the top and the bottom, I think it looks, it's not too busy and it'll look really, really nice on this. So what I've got to do, I do see I have a little bit of a drip right there, but I'll fix that. Not too worried about that. I don't know if I have a little sanding disc or not. Let me go grab one. Okay, so I just took my little emery board and I went over this little bubble that was right here and I just sanded over it because, like I said, we're going to be putting another layer of resin over the outside of this and it's going to be fine. So that spot's just a little rough right now, but that's okay. It's going to be just fine in the end. Okay, so before I do, well, you know what? Before I do this and this, I'm going to take and paint a layer of resin over this back piece. And I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera real quick. And, oh, that got hit by the black light. See, you don't want to do that, guys. You want to have this, because it's a clear container, you want to have it way out of the way of that light. And I didn't do that. I had it in the open. So I'm going to, whoops, add some more resin in there. And it should be fine. There might be a couple of pieces in there, but it's okay. I won't pull those out with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a layer over the outside of this. I'm going to get it all good and sealed, and then we will come back and do the embellishments. Okay, so all I did was I went ahead and I brushed the entire thing with resin again. You can see it's even shinier than before. I took the lid off too, just because I didn't want to take a chance on having it stick. Somehow, if I got the resin on both pieces, and it popped right off, so I was lucky there. So anyway, look at how gorgeous that looks on this tin, and you can see there's the 3D effect. It's gorgeous, you guys. It just lifts off the can and it just gives that shadowy effect, and that is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I was hoping for. So I'm super duper happy with this. I don't know if I'm going to use this butterfly or not, but I took it out just in case. You know, if I wanted to pop it on somewhere. It's just a little bit bigger than I really want. How pretty that is. That would be pretty in there somewhere. I've got some of my paper roses and I've got my porcelain roses out, so I don't know what I'm going to be using on this yet. So we're gonna figure that out together. And since this is something that I haven't done, I want to make, you know, I really wasn't sure what would look best on it. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take and grab hold of my decals here. I really kind of want roses. And I'm thinking what I want to do is I've got, let's see, I've got 3 of them here with roses. Now this one and this one have the watch with the bumblebee on them. And I don't know if I want to use that part of it or not. But I'm trying to see, okay, how do I want to do this? Do I want it to overlap a little bit? I just want to make sure that it looks nice and not patchy. Or I've got these flowers. Now these flowers, I might be better off to just cut the flowers out and just use them on there. I'm just not sure. I don't want that flower in there for sure, because it just doesn't go. I took... What do I want to do, you guys? Or do I just use my lace, which is what I worked so hard to get the mesh and everything off of it. I've got this beautiful, beautiful lace trim. And I thought this would be gorgeous, just coming right. I could have it overlap a little bit like that and just come right across the middle of the tin all the way around like that. Or I could just take pieces of it. See, this is where I have to really consider what I'm doing and how I want it to look. I could take pieces and just sort of put them off to the side of this, you know, somehow. Some on that side, some on this side. That would be pretty too. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is where I get messed up every single time, because I've got so many great embellishments to use, and I just can't make up my mind which one I want. I definitely do not want to use that ribbon, because that doesn't really go. Okay, I just wanted to test it. Okay, so, oh, I don't want to forget, I also have... Oh, Carol, where did you put it? Oh, here it is. Don't forget, I also have this, and I really kind of wanted to put this at the top. However, it's going in the wrong direction. Okay. It's going to hang right over the top of her hat. And it really doesn't look bad hanging over the hat, but I kind of didn't plan for that. I go. I mean, it does look awfully pretty across the top of that tin. It's awfully pretty. I could cut the pearls off, these two pearls off, and then just leave the other ones on there. But I don't think I would like that nearly as much. Or, let's see. This is the wrong color. We've got this, but those are pearls that are going to hang down on it too. Let's see. I'm looking at some various trims that I have here. Let me see what this would do. No, that does not work for sure. And the only other thing I can do is I can take some of my just flat out rhinestone trim and go around it, but I almost like the lace trim better, this one. And I'm afraid to use the decals, you guys. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm afraid to use them for fear that I won't like the outcome. So I think we're going to stay simple here and maybe use these two tattoos. And I'm going to put those aside. I've got my two little tattoos here, so I think I'm going to go with this top and bottom. We're just going to do it the way that I initially planned. And we'll just start gluing this on here. And I'm using my Gorilla hot glue here, you guys. Start at the seam. And here we go. I'm pretty sure I will use some of that other lace as well, but I just have to figure out kind of how I want to do it. Maybe I'll use it and put some of my flowers on top to really make it pop. Maybe I'll use the paper roses that I've got from Debbie, because I haven't been using those for a while because I haven't had any, you guys. I love those roses so much. I think here I'm just going to go right like that and quickly get that stuck down. If it wasn't caught, it would be much better. And you should really just do small sections when you're doing this, you guys. Don't try to do too big a section because the glue starts to harden, and if you put it directly on the lace, you're going to be probably better off because the lace isn't going to cause it to cure too fast, whereas the, I need to put some on here. But the metal, the cold metal will. Okay, and we're going to cut this right. Did I get it far enough? Yes. I'm going to cut this right here. There. Okay, so the bottom piece is on. And we could even take, no. I was thinking we could take and run a bit of this down the middle, but I think it takes away from that beautiful, just plain white lace. Okay, so now let's get the top one on. Trying not to get glue strings going across my resin. There. It's a little harder to get off that resin than it is on some surfaces. I mean, it comes off, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you end up smudging it. You know, I know you've all been there, where your glue has smudged into something and it just, it's frustrating. You go right there. And I don't even, I think I do have to put a little bit of glue behind that hat there and hope we can get this in there quickly and in the right spot. I've just got to tuck in those loops right there. Okay. I do love my Gorilla hot glue, but I do know that it creates more strings than most of the other glues I use. Now see, I got a string going across there, so I gotta really kind of just smudge it off of there. Thankfully that resin is cured well enough that it's nice and slippery. If it's not, if it's still sticky at all, you're gonna have a hard time getting that glue off. So make sure, you guys, when you cure your resin, you cure it all the way so that it's not sticky. You don't want sticky resin, because not only will it mess with you while you're trying to do your embellishments and things, but dust and things are going to stick to it. When you're done with it and you're trying to use it for something, you'll have a dusty piece that you can't get the dust off of because it's sticky. So don't do that. Ask me how I know. And that comes from just being in a hurry and not taking the time to make sure you put it under the lamp for enough time so that it can get all the way cured. I'm going all the way across that piece. And there we go. Okay, see how pretty that looks? If I pop the lid on there. Where did I put the lid? Oh, there it is. I don't need to leave these right here either. So if I pop the lid on there, look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm going to also be resining the lid so that you guys know. I definitely want that to be shiny just like the rest of the tin is. Okay, so let's see. What kind of pieces do we want to use of this? And I'm using this one because it has the sequins and things on it, and I just think that looks really, really pretty. I like this piece. And I see that I need to get a little more mesh off of this. And this needs a little snip. Okay, so let's see, how do we want this to be? I feel like I want it, I kind of don't want to cover up the roses that are on here, but I may have to. And by doing this and putting the lace over here, I'm also giving it an added layer of protection, you know, to keep that down really well. So I think this is going to go right here. Oh, and I got a string on there again. Doggone it. And we're going to go just like that. Okay, so there's one piece. And I feel like that just kind of looks like it doesn't belong on here, so we're going to cut that little piece off. And let's see, where do I want to pop this? I'm not, oh, wrong one. Do I want to put that there, or do I want to just kind of come up the side and not cover up the roses? That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get this edge right here, some glue, and we're going to pop that right there, like that, and then we'll glue this side down. Okay, now to put a piece down over here. I like this one. Right here. And it's really the same thing as this one, just another piece. Mailman's here. And I think I'm going to do that one just like that. I swear, our mail carriers are always talking on the phone. You know what? I don't see why not. As long as they're good at not delivering bad mail to the wrong places, I'm fine with it. What a boring job to just be walking around all day with no one to talk to. And you know what? Every job I ever worked, I was able to talk to people. And I think, oh, that's got a little burn spot on it. I don't want that one. Maybe we'll use this piece here. No, I feel like I kind of want I like this piece right here. Yes. I love lace, you guys. I just love lace so much. It's such a wonderful thing to play with and build on and all that good stuff. Oh, I love it. And once we get some flowers going on this, oh my goodness, I think it's going to be so gorgeous. And maybe some rhinestones here and there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's super pretty. And then I also would like, if I can, I would love to get a couple of pieces, little tiny pieces. Maybe like a couple of these little flowers. Like right in these corners. Put that one there. And I'm just kind of sticking it up under the second tier of the skirt here. Okay, and then maybe, I don't want that one. Cut this little burn spot off of this one. And maybe pop this one right over here. There, yeah, I think that one should go this way. All right. Okay. And then now maybe having some of those decals around the edges of this will look good. I want to make sure, I'm trying to see if I have any other ones that might be more perfect. I mean, that's awfully pretty, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. And this is one of those super, super, super sticky decals, and a lot of times these pull off the paint. I'm not willing to go there with this one. I would be so upset if I started pulling off the paint on this. This is beautiful. but I don't know if I can get that going. I can get it to both edges. That might be really nice. And if I cut off all the lettering, all the words here, because I really don't want those on there. It's too kind of hit and miss. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to cut this over the trash can. All I'm doing is cutting out these letters and stuff, the handwriting that's on this. And it's not any handwriting that I want to save for anything else. It's not super pretty. So, but the flowers, on the other hand, are gorgeous on these decals. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. They look gorgeous on everything I've used them on. And this is like the last piece I have of this particular decal. So I think I can make this work. Oh gosh, I really hope so, you guys. I hope it doesn't pull up the paint. It is a very sticky decal. So there is a definite chance that it will stick to the paint, but I'm trying to not leave a lot of plastic around the edges on it, and that way on the areas where the decal image is, it won't stick. It's just where you have these extra pieces of plastic hanging around that it'll stick. And I'm keeping this piece so I can hold on to it. But outside of that, I don't need the plastic. So if I can just determine how I want this to go, maybe if I go, oh, I'm touching down, so it looks like this is where it's gotta go. Oh Lord, I got a crinkle. Ugh. Okay, there we go. If it has a little like a vintagey looking crack in it, I don't care. I'm not gonna have a problem with that. If it's all wrinkled underneath there, and this piece I'm gonna get underneath the lace right there. And that piece I'm just gonna break off. And here we go. Oh, you know what? It's not going to pull off the paint because I've got resin on there. Silly me. I forgot. I've already put resin on it. Yeah, it's not going to pull resin off. The paint, had I done this under the resin, yes, it will pull the paint. I mean, not every time, but sometimes it pulls that paint, and it just hurts my feelings when that happens. Makes me very sad. So I have a piece of a leaf kind of hanging over here that I don't want hanging around. So I'm going to grab that leaf right there, and I'm just going to snip it just like that and press it down. And I do have a couple of bubbles because of the crinkle. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press it down really well. And then you just take a razor blade. If you have any bubbles left in there, you take a razor blade and just stick it through, or a pin, and press it, and it will, the air will come out and it'll be fine. And this is where I got the piece that cracked. That's okay. You can't even tell. It just looks like part of the flower. So that turned out perfect. That way it gives me something on the back side of this tin as well to look at. So it's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty. So I am totally happy with that choice. No, that's way too big. Problem is all my butterflies that I have made right now feel like they're too big. This one actually might look pretty once I get done, so we're gonna work on that. This I'm gonna hang back up. We're not gonna use that. Okay, I'm not using that. So now I'm gonna grab some flowers. And I really feel like I want to use my paper roses, so I'm going to grab some of them. I had another one that I had out earlier. I just don't know where I put it. I might have popped it in here. It's okay. Let's see. There's some plain pink ones. There's another one of those. We've got some plain white ones. I've got some little carnation ones as well, but I'm not going to use those in this. I have some rosebuds and a cherry blossom. I do love the cherry blossoms. They're so pretty. And these are nice stiff roses, you guys. Super pretty roses. Sorry, I'm trying to find some of my little ones. So we have some different sizes. Okay. Okay, you guys. So that's more than enough flowers. I'm going to grab a couple of these. I don't want to use them all up. A couple of these little tiny ones. Put those back. Definitely those. And a couple of those. And I know I had another one of these pink ones out here a little while ago, and oh, there it is. I knew I put it aside. I just couldn't remember where. Okay, I'm going to leave that. And, oh, wait a minute. I have these, too. Just realized I have these. These are gorgeous as well, and they actually look quite pretty with her. But they don't go with the other flowers, but I do have some of my pink and green roses, and I love these. I just think they're gorgeous. I have a couple of them. So we can definitely use some of that. See, I have the carnations. I just don't want to use carnations on this. I know a lot of people that love carnations a lot. I am just not a fan of carnations. I never have been. I don't know why. I mean, they are a beautiful flower, but they just, for me, they're not something that I've ever liked in a bouquet. You know, I don't. I like roses. I like gardenias. I like so many flowers, but I'm just not a fan. think I'm going to twist these three together here. Just put them on the side. Put you out. I just am not a fan. I don't know. Poor carnations. I love the look of lavenders, but I hate the smell. I am not a fan of anything with a lavender scent in it. Oh, no, 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 no. You will never smell my house and have it smell like lavender. I think it's because, to me, lavender is a really, really masculine smell. And I like pretty flowery smells. Now, this is all I have left of my rosebuds, so I think those three are going to be it. I'll cut one more cherry blossom. And definitely these gorgeous little cuties. My little puppy's getting restless out there. She's ready for me to be done. So I won't be doing this much longer, so she'll be all right. Now, just to decide, how do I want this to look? I want the bigger flower here, and I think I'll only use one of the pink and green ones because they're so big that you really only need one. So let's get that with a decent amount of glue, and we'll pop that right there. And I'm going to pop a white one right there, a small white one. Sideways, turn it sideways, you guys. I was taught that by one of you all, and wow, what a difference it made in my floral arranging patterns that I do on my projects. Huge difference. You don't want them all sitting flat. They just don't work that way. I'm not going to use that one. Let's see, maybe one of my bigger white ones right there. Or that one. I feel like I don't want one that's too big right here in this corner, coming out this direction. How about a cherry blossom? I think the cherry blossom is the winner. Just like that. Again, going sideways. And then I'm going to put this one right here. And that one's going to sit a little flatter. And we're going to have sideways flowers going around it. Pop in one of these beautiful pink ones. Just like that. Oh, that's beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm going to pop that one in right there. And then Making sure these are twisted really well, although they seem to always come apart for me anyways, but hopefully that was enough. We've got our 3 little rosebuds here. And those are going to go up just like that. So we're going to go 2, 3, and gently lay those down. Just like that. That looks gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so now I want to do something smaller, sort of up in here, in this corner. So, maybe we'll start with those 2 sort of sitting flat. And then I'm going to go with a pink one facing that way. So we're going to put glue on the side of it and the bottom, and it's going to sit sideways. Just like that. And then I think I'm just going to go with the teeny one right there. And a downward cherry blossom. Or should that go that way? I don't know. I'm feeling kind of like I think that's what I'll do. I'll put this bigger white one here. And then pop the little one. Cut that stem off a little bit. Right in front of it. Like that. Huh. Actually, I don't think I want to go too much deeper into the flowers here. So, I really wanted to use a cherry blossom up here though. Oops, it looks pretty right there. Now I'm covering up some of my other little flowers. And I don't want to waste them. So you, I can pull out. And I will put the cherry blossom right in there. Just like that. Are you okay? Holly? Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. She just made a strange noise. Oh, I forgot to glue this one down. I think that one's going to go right there. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I think I'm going to put one more small white one right in that little hole there. To accent those rosebuds. There we go. That looks gorgeous. Now, let's see. She's got to have some rhinestones, right? There's my pretty ones. I bought another string of these, just a 1 yard piece. I couldn't afford much more than that. So you guys, I didn't tell you, I'm still waiting on my, I don't think I told you, I'm still waiting on my results. So I don't know anything yet as far as the lump that I found. So I'm waiting very patiently. I might have said something when I read that quote that I pulled. Let's see. Just trying to decide how I want this to tie in. That looks pretty right there. I need some glue. Okay, let's get that going right there. This is the small, from the small piece that's left of that rhinestone chain that I have. That's gorgeous. See, I've got glue strings going all the way across the top of her dress. I am going to put one more layer of resin over the top of her dress. It has to have it. I feel like I need something a little bit smaller. could add a little dangle. Right there. That would be pretty. No, we're not going to use the dangle. I have an idea though. I've got another idea. Let's see. And if I don't do it soon, I'm going to forget. And I've already forgotten. What was I going to do? Ay, you guys. Oh my gosh, my brain is just not cooperating with me. What was I going to do? I honest to goodness cannot even remember. Oh, I know. I have my pretty pink seam binding that I thought I would put a little bit of a bow on here with. Definitely had planned on doing this. So let's just not make it too big. And I'm only going to go 2 loops on each side. I did one like this the other day, and I actually kind of liked it with just the 2 loops. Because it wasn't fluffing out so much that you couldn't see the stuff around it. So yeah, I liked it with the 2 loops. It was a little less intrusive. Let's see. Got to make sure we get it in the middle there. We've got both of our loops there. There we go. And tie it in a full-on knot. So one more time. Nice and tight. Okay, whoopsie. Okay, this side's a little bit too long. And I definitely want this to go up into this top corner, so I'm just going to kind of glue it right in behind this pink flower here. Just like that. So let's get our glue. Pop that down. And we can trim the tails a little bit after we get it on there and decide how we want it to look. We could also kind of glue like this piece. I think I might glue it down to the lace in the front here, just so that it's not all over the place, but you can still see it. And then this one, I don't know, maybe we should just make the tails a little bit shorter. Make them not such long tails, and then we have less to to worry about. I hate even wasting that much of a piece of this. This is my last piece of the seam binding, the pink seam binding that Robin sent me. I love it so much. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I'm going to glue this piece down as well. Just a little tiny dot of glue there. Okay. And these we don't need to worry about gluing down because they'll just hang nicely. Okay, now I want to put a little something in the center of that bow, and that is way too big. So I'm thinking, let's see, what am I thinking? I'm thinking maybe one of my porcelain roses here, or whatever it is. I don't know what this is. I think it's a rose. I'll just put that maybe. I could do that, or let's see. Could put one of these in there. That would work. Or where's that other piece that I just took out? That. Well, I'm not quite sure what I did with it. I just had it out here a second ago. That's too big. That is so strange. I know I just pulled it out of here. It was just little small round rhinestones with some rhinestone surroundings. And I kind of think it might have been perfect, but of course I've lost it already and it hasn't even left this space. Oh my word. That's not the right colors. That's too big. We have this little bee looking thing. That might be cute. No, too big. Okay, well, it looks like what we're going to do is probably, I've got a little pearl here. Maybe the pearl would be best. No, I just don't, that's not what I want. No. We're going to go with our porcelain rose here. There we go. All right, so there's that. And you guys, I am actually going to resin this lid off camera just because it's just easier, and you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my brush and paint it on like I did around the sides. but I don't want you guys to have to sit through that. So I will be doing that as well. But I would love to have something to put on top of this. This would be pretty on top. This would be very pretty on top, and I'm going to use it. And this one is not a piece that sticks to the paint, because this is just a painted piece on top, the lid. It has not been resined. But I happen to know it won't pull the paint off. And these, the little hangover pieces, all you have to do is hang them over and you can get those to stick too, whereas a lot of the bigger ones and the heavier decals will not leave stuff behind over the edges. So this one, these decals are great. I love the way they go on, but you must cover the tops of them with something. You can't just put these decals down and think they're going to stay as nice as they are today, because they won't. They will go bad. Because of touching and all that stuff, they will lose their look, and they won't look good at all. I know, because I did put one on something and I couldn't wait to use it, so I used the item. It was a little money business card holder that I use. Actually, it was one of these. Oh, well, it was a different one. It was one of the ones that Sherry gave me that I made for myself. I have it in my purse, but it was one of these kind of business card holders. And I just I painted it and I put the decal on and I went, oh, I want to use this today. And I used it, and I used it for like a month, and then it got sticky and it got really bad. Well, it needed to be resined and I didn't do it. So that was my fault, 100%. So there we go. We've got that on the lid. And then I want to see really quick if we want to use a round of this on the lid without it, or with it. I don't know, you guys. I think it kind of looks pretty. It kind of adds that extra layer of pink. It looks very pretty, actually. Boy, do I have some glue strings going across here. I can't wait to resin over the top of this one more time. So I think, yes, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this onto the lid. So first, I'm going to snip that. Second, I'm going to torch it a little bit. And now I'll start gluing it on. I'm going to try and do this by adding just short stretches of glue around the lid so I can do more at a time. Just trying to save you guys some time. Okay. you would really be better off if you're gluing stuff onto a tin like this. You'd probably be better off using B7000 and hot glue. You know, just hot glue it in certain places and then B7000 all the other areas, just to make sure that it's going to stick down really well and not come off, especially if you're pulling the cap off and on a lot. I mean, this is not meant to be something that you're going to be opening constantly, maybe for just special trinkets and things that you put away. And yes, I am still going to resin the lid. Okay, so there's that. And let's go ahead. We might as well do it. Since we've gone this far, we're going to take our resin and we're just going to drizzle it over the lid. And what I should do, honestly, oh, I've got it in a tough spot. Okay. I just can't get a good grip on this with my thumbs. There we go. All right, let's put the tin off to the side for a minute. And here we go. Now, get a nice puddle of resin on there, but we don't want it so heavy that it's going to just drip over the edges. We definitely don't want it to drip over the edge of that lace. So I'm going to be careful, and I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to gently start pulling it away from the edges a little bit. Just like this. We'll paint to the edges and pull it away so that it's not dripping, 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 because I put probably a little bit more than I needed to on this. And I only want it to go right to the edge. And that needs to come off of there, okay? Right to the edge. And then I'm just pulling it to the middle. And hoping that I can get it under the light and get it curing before it starts to drip anywhere. Oh, I put way too much on there. I wasn't paying attention, you guys, to just how much I was squeezing over that. Okay. I'm going to get this wipe and I'm going to kind of hit the edge here that I see where it's kind of gone over. Just like that. And I see a few points where it didn't quite go over the edge, but now I'm looking under my light here. And it looks awesome. Oh! Did you see what I just did? Oh my word, I dumped it upside down. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing stuck to it. It's clean. Ooh. Boy, was that lucky. Okay, I'm going to put that back on. And I'm going to pop this under my light and get it curing right this minute. Get it out of my face. Wow, that was scary. But I got resin all over my nippers and my pad here. And I'll be right back, you guys. I'm going to go clean these off. Okay, you guys, I am done. Done, 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 done. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this. I am so excited about this tin. I can't even tell you guys. I am just super excited about how it turned out. This is what we did to the top. It's all resined. The front is all resined. I did do a boo-boo, you guys, and I did add these acrylic roses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roses while you guys weren't looking. And I'm sorry about that. I just added a few flowers that I thought would be pretty on her. And that's all I did. Other than that, I just resined the top of it. We got that all done. Everything is decorated. She still has her little piece of hair hanging right here. She looks beautiful, you guys. I'm super, super, super happy about this project, and I'm so glad I chose to do it. And thank you, Deanna, for the tin. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And I did another tin that she gave me already. So that one's done too. And I'm going to town on these tins and things, but I got to start getting these sold in my shop. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. And don't forget, give me those comments and those thumbs ups. Really, really need them now more than ever, you guys. Need to get YouTube paying me a little bit more money every month. And it truly, truly does help for you to give me those thumbs ups and those comments, because then they are more willing to put me in front of more viewers. And that's exactly what I need right now. Again, now more than ever, I need to start bringing in some extra income because I got this stuff going on. Hopefully it's not going to be anything terrible. But if it is, I got to start making some more money because I have no health insurance, you guys. I know it's a stupid thing and all of that, but we have not been able to afford it. I'm going to find out what I can do. I know I can get help somehow. You know, God always finds a way. So, you know what? He has been so good to me, and life has been good. I've been protected, and he watches over me every single day. So I know he's watching over me now, and he's going to help me with all of this. So I'm not worried about it. We're not going to worry about it. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I put that and left it. But anyway, this is it, you guys. Isn't she beautiful? What a great idea, right? She's triple thick, not the product. She's got a triple image there, and it just turned out phenomenal, you guys. I love this tin. I think I'm going to take it out. I'm going to cover this whole bottom half and paint the bottom side. What I may end up doing is just painting it with white paint. I'll just get some of my acrylic paint. I think I might have some white, or I'll use I have some Barely Pink that would work really, really great. So maybe I'll just use my Barely Pink and do the bottom of it pink. That would go nice. So anyway, that's it, you guys. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will make one of your own or buy this one if I put it in my store. That's if I put it in my store. And you know what? I'm going to be making some more of these. Again, I still have, you know, my other images here. I've got them. Now, I've made these in... These are on white cardstock, these two, and this one was on white, so that's what they look like. This is this same image on a manila colored cardstock, and so that's the difference between the two. So I've got a bunch of them also done on this. The reason I wanted to do white background on this was because I felt like it would go better with the white tin. Now what I might need to do is do a tin in another color, maybe a pink or even a black tin. I don't really go for black backgrounds that much. I don't know why. Or a beige background. Maybe I can find a beige paint that I've got here that I could paint something in and use these, or it could still go on a white one, you guys. It doesn't matter. I just wanted the white to go with the white tin better, and because this is kind of a shabby chic-ish kind of a look, that's why I went with this. But I've got 2 more here that I can make, and or maybe I'll send one if I get a purchase from one of you all, and I know it's one of my YouTubers that actually crafts. Maybe I'll send one of these to that person so that you can make your own. It'll be all ready to go. So anyway, I would love to do that for you guys. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll save one of these, at least one of these, and give them to one of you all that purchase from me, so that you can try it for yourself. You could put it on a regular square box. Now that would make it much, much easier on you, you guys, like 100% easier. You wouldn't have to go to all of the trouble I went to with this, because it's a round tin. On a square box, you're just looking at, you know, taking, oh, hold on. I just dumped something and I don't want it to all come down to the ground. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. And this is why I need to clean my craft room, guys. It is such a disaster in here. Oh, that is so sad. Luckily, it was one of my tiny tins that fell off the edge, and not everything spilled out of it. I can see some stuff. Oh, so what do? I pick it up and I drop it. Oh, well, there's a couple of things that fell, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. But what I was trying to do, what did I do with the box now? Well, we'll just use this one. You could take it and just put it on the lid of a box like that, or if you have a tall box, you could put it on the front of the box like that, which would be super cute. Yeah, there's a lot you could do with it, you know. So I wanted you guys to see it on top of a white box. So here we go. I have a white box here. This is a large box, so this probably would be better on a small, like a small square box. You know, you can buy those boxes at the Dollar Tree, those little cardboardish ones, and paint those and make a tiny little jewelry box out of it. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. Give that a shot. I think that would be fun. So anyway, you can use these any way you want. Put them on a round thing. You're going to have a little bit of stress trying to get it all to work out, but that's okay. A little stress isn't so bad. Or just put it on a regular. There's the square box I was trying to pull out initially. I put it on top of my lamp. So see, that looks really cute on top of that box. And then just put some laces and stuff around it, and you've got yourself a gorgeous, gorgeous box with all of your pretty embellishments on it. I think it'd be amazing. So anyway, that's it, you guys. Love you all. God bless you. Thanks for the prayers and the well wishes, everybody. I appreciate it more than you can possibly know. Bless your hearts. And all of you prayer warriors out there that are going to bat for me, I appreciate you so much. And I believe in the power of prayer, and I know my faith is going to carry me through this. So not to worry. I'm not worried. I think I'm going to be just fine. I think maybe an infection or maybe just a cyst. I could live with that. I could live with that. So I'm not going to worry too much, you guys. So you don't worry either. Stay safe, stay well, take care of yourselves first and foremost, because nobody's going to do it for you. And we all know that as nurturers and caregivers, we all know that, you know, a lot of us don't have a lot of people around us that are doing those things for us. So we got to take care of ourselves. So take care of yourselves, guys. Love you all. God bless you all. And I will put pictures on the back end. Bye-bye.